people, CzarThwomp here, and welcome to episode 33 of Apollo Justice. Last time we were cross-examining Daryan, and I was struggling to basically present evidence. And you want to know why I was struggling to present evidence? Because basically, apparently, you have to select the freaking button. You have to select the button. Why? Your Honor! Let's go to this part! This is the track with Lemmer's vocals! Okay, is my audio glitching? I'm hearing a beeping. Sorry. Yes. Okay, come on. I swear, that was a nightmare. I hear something faintly there, yes! Why? It sounds like a gunshot! What? This has to be some kind of mistake! I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set, which means Lemuel's testimony was true. Gah! Order, so she was telling the truth about what she heard?
It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latouche.
Well, what did he say?
It's over. Press the switch now.
Just after that, there was a gunshot, and then the guitar caught on fire. Detective Crescent, you went on stage during the second set. You could have done it. But why did we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Weren't two bullets fired from this weapon? Lemmer was moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. But then, as she passed over the dressing room, the gun fired again. Mr. Latouche's life was taken. Well, Detective Crescent? Once again I am reminded of something. Our performance that day. Your performance? Seeing the mixing board jogged my memory. You heard that to her forehead? What is it with today? Problem after problem. Ach-chung! My heart won't start, my guitar case is busted, my guitar has been burnt to a crisp, and to top it off, someone's dead! And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. Which is that? Second the guitar? Oh! It was you, Daryan! I thought it was strange at the time. How could you miss such a simple cue? I know you. I know how you play. You're better than that. Yeah, well, You what? Hey, Buster Gavin, what are you getting at? I'm talking about the murder weapon. Mr. Latouche's 45 caliber hand cannon. As we have learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscared with a revolver that size. The kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder if you're an amateur. What? You mean this playing was effective because he hurt himself through the revolver? Ha! You're forgetting something! Yes, Detective Crescent? I'm a trained police officer, you know. I've had firearms training, plenty of it. I'm no amateur. The standard sidearm issued to police officers is a 38 caliber weapon. A much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. Latouche, which suggests that there was a struggle between the killer and the victim. So, the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when fired. Is that what you meant? The thought that occurred to me, yeah. Well, does the witness have anything to say about this? Detective Crescent! What I want to ask is what Mr. Slade's rolled up ready for action has to say. Hey you, attorney! Me? Exactly which piece of your evidence is decisive again? You got a little noise on a tape that could be anything. And you have an alleged guitar cue missed due to a 45 caliber kickback. I weep for this case, Gavin. I really do. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth. The witness has a point. The defense's argument, while persuasive, are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. Your testimony, please, Detective Crescent. Tell us your reason why you couldn't have done it. Proof of innocence. Come on! Why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy! I got no motive, man! If I was going to kill any Interpol agent, it'd be Wolfman! Who I had to deal with on the phone when he's constantly going on about Langsy this, Langsy that! According to him, Langsy might as well be raising the dead and walking on water! Swear! Really? How did you try dealing with Lang Z every 5 seconds? You didn't know how much I want to go over to that little nation and pop that guy right in the kisser! Oh, and don't get me started on how much he talks about Wang! Wang might as well be Lang Z's prophet who can lift the mountains off his head! This was that diva's first trip to this country, right? How could I possibly know her manager? If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him?
A simple reason indeed. Oscar Gavin, is it the case that Mr. Latouche had not been to our country before?
According to our records, yeah, sure. Not even once.
I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. Great! Now identify a motive!
Come on! Okay, yeah, I've read that one.
Her manager, sure, but Mr. Latouche was...
Oh, right. Sorry, an Interpol agent, wasn't he? I just had trouble picturing that big hunk as an undercover cop, you dig? And not a very good one, seeing as how he got wasted.
That's cold, dog!
Apollo, you spent too much time with Walkie. Not that matters either way. Say, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever he was.
But that's the same for Machi! No one was room for him!
Come on, he travelled around the world with that old fart. He had plenty of time to go with a motive of his own. More than I sure did. I mean, think about it.
Daryan, you're a detective with international affairs!
Yeah, what of it?
Even if this was Mr. Latouche's first trip to this country, you still could have met him prior to the concert!
Huh?
Or don't you take any international trips in international affairs? That's right, well, Detective Crescent.
That's your game, is it? Guess I'd better confess then.
Confess?
Yeah, it's a bit of an embarrassment, but I've never been sent overseas.
What? What? But you're international!
Say, me and Blind got a difference of opinions. We don't like each other that much. Sure, it's true, Her Justice. Whenever we go international, we have to take a boat. A big boat. My condolences her for it, but he's telling the truth. He's never set foot outside the country. I can guarantee it. We have one of those... We have a robot that plays his guitar for him. As it turns out, my division has plenty of work to do locally as well.
That's so unfair! So you didn't fraternize with him at all during the concert?
Fraternize? Huh? I don't think we exchanged a single word. As if anyone would want to talk to that old Eastern blockhead. Now the ladies, that's a different matter altogether. So you say?
You sure about that?
What? Wipe that look off your face before I do it for you, you little bugger. Listen, you try throwing out one of your wild accusations, I'll throw it back at you so hard you'll forget who you're accusing of what. Her forehead. Perhaps it's best if you let your evidence do the talking, Shah. Ha ha ha! Man, what evidence? That's what I want to know.
So he's using his motive question as ammunition, huh? Well, I've got ammunition too! Evidence! And by evidence, I mean my fists! Take that!
And Paul rushes up to Daryan and just punches him while he didn't take that. Just knocks Daryan down. And then Phoenix just walks in. Told you that would work.
Objection! Your Honor? Take a look at this! What's that? It looks like candy. It's not! Don't lick it, please. Too late!
And then... Where's the evidence? And then the judge, he just has it in his cheek, just sucking out like a cough drop.
I don't know. Detective Crescent, ever see this?
Looks like a piece of candy.
What is it? What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it.
That was awful.
Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? Never seen one that color.
It is a variety only found in the Republic of Virginia. Nowhere else.
Alright, but what is this cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely it has nothing to do with a motive for killing Mr. Latouche, does it? It does! I mean, I think it does.
You don't sound so confident, man.
A cocoon? Is it one of those silky cocoons? The kind that you can make, well, silk out of? Not this one! This cocoon makes a powerful curative! Curative for what?
Apparently, it is most efficacious at treating a disease thought incurable. It is the only medicine of its kind. However, it is illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Virginia.
Wherefore, if it's such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world?
Because that is what Virginia does. They hog all the benefits of the world to themselves. Yeah, that's what I've been wondering.
We looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. Yet, if you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact.
What?
There was an incident several years ago where some of these got onto the black market. It caused quite a commotion on the global community, though the media was kept largely unaware.
Intriguing.
All this led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export, one rigidly enforced by Interpol, among others.
Interpol? Right! The victim, Romain Latouche, was an Interpol agent, and CzarThwomp's iPad's only on 3% charge.
Give me a quick sec. Out of my pocket. I don't know what I'm. Okay, good. We're all good.
Detective Crescent, you insist on referring to him as a manager, but that is misleading. Romain Latouche wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent.
Sarah was trying to smuggle this gumbo into the country. That's what you're trying to say?
I'm saying that could very well be a motive for murder.
Hey, so I was going to sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny? Ridiculous! I mean, totally unthinkable! I make oodles upon oodles of dollars of dollary dues here in this band with Gavin.
Unthinkable, you say? Why?
Yes, can't believe I have to throw in dollary dues somehow from Simpsons.
Ruff's time for another testimony about the smuggling of cocoons business.
International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. Interpol's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market, too dangerous. Yeah, cocoon smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in international affairs, I know the deal. I know that the best way to promote those cocoons is to go in the back alley and sell them to kids like one of those 80s drug dealer villains. You know, the guys who wore the trench coats and would say, "Psst, want to buy some drugs?" Open up the coat, you got all of them in the pockets.
Indeed, Interpol wanted these cocoons bad enough to send Mr. Latouche undercover.
You kids think up the craziest things, but no way am I going to risk life and limb just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money.
Not the most noble of statements, but duly noted.
According to the reports, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to an underground organization would be risky.
Very well. You may begin the cross-examination. This is the only move I've got! He was up to something, and I'm gonna find out what! That memo! That's how you knew about the cocoons?
Oh, nice one, nice one. I'm running scared now.
You had to know about the cocoons to plan this. Just how well known are these cocoons? I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I've never heard of them.
Which isn't saying much, Judge.
Well, I more knew about them, though not their use.
My reports indicate that there are ongoing efforts to control information about the cocoons. Most people only know they are illegal to export. That's all.
Then I've nothing to be embarrassed about after all.
You could say people like me who know about them are a minority, yeah. But that includes everyone in the international affairs, man. And everyone in Interpol too, for that matter, yeah. Why don't you go question that wolf man?
He hasn't done lying. He's staring at... He's standing at the Burgundian border with his scroll. Oh, you want to get past my this border? Well, too bad. No cocoons escape me, and you know why? Because I've got Lang Z on my side.
So there are other interval agents like Mr. Latouche?
All over the world, likely deep undercover, most of them. That's why these cocoons are too hot for the black market. You don't want Interpol sniffing through your wares. Most came to the conclusion that
Dangerous?
yeah, Interpol finds you, they'll arrest you on the spot. Or another marketer might think you're part of a sting and take you out himself. Times have changed.
But wouldn't scarcity drive up prices?
Yeah, and attention. Every gangster and his brother would want a piece of that action. They'd turn your forehead into Swiss cheese before you could say objection.
Maybe we could get some to go there too.
Who's on channel here again?
Man, you're so oblivious you know nothing about the market.
And that's a bad thing?
Don't even try and mess with me about this stuff.
Which is why you know how to find a loophole in the system.
Hey, you can say what you want about me, but back over international affairs. There ain't no loopholes, okay? What do you think we are, Boy Scouts? Who do you think we're run by, Detective Gumshoe? Or that whiny kid that Gavin and I went to school with?
That wasn't what I was trying to say,
Down, Daryan, it's as you say. There are no loopholes, at least at the case of the cocoons. International affairs, Interpol and Burgundian customs are all watching. See, we know what we're doing. It's not like some yipping little doggies that lap up every word the Diva says.
Why I order?
Order what? You want some of this? You want to fight me? Come on back of the courthouse. 10 minutes. We're doing this. Rumble down under, baby. Gavin, you're backing me up in this fight. Why would they back you up? Oi, I backed you up when we were fighting the Rocker Pals. Remember that? Yeah, you like to forget about that, how we raided their concept. We went backstage and we took action. I took on 2 of the guys and you took on that big burly manager. I took on that big burly manager and you took on 2 of the gals. I'm having too much fun with the Daryan voice. Chill, both of you. Let's do this cool, yeah?
Girl, screw cool! I want this guy's hair on a stick! I'm kicking his ass!
Now I'm just imagining just Apollo and Daryan getting into a street fight, basically. Apollo, he comes in swinging with Trucy and Walkie. And then you get Daryan with the Gaviners. It would be beautiful.
The replica has to be the key to this motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he was up to.
Okay, sorry. Okay, sorry. Okay. 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 Okay, I'm just trying to go around. Okay. 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 Okay, I believe it's one of these 2 statements.
The witness saying is clearly faulty, Your Honor! I'm sorry, but I can't see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Justice. Oh, I must be on the wrong track!
Okay. What is the evidence, though? I believe basically we're just going to go into his motive of he brought it for the Chief Justice so that way they could extract the cure. Okay, what am I missing? Okay. Okay. No, it's not like a... Sorry, I'm just trying to think of what it is. Yes, okay. Basically, what I'm trying to think is just... Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out. Just what... I know that basically we're going to be going down the line of, like, basically, the judges... That the Chief Justice's son needed the cure, so they needed the cocoon. Okay. Not that. Sorry if I'm just taking so long. Okay. Sorry, just trying to think. Okay, no, that shouldn't be it. I'm just, like I said, I'm just trying to think so that way I'm not getting penalties left and right. Okay, trying to figure it out. No, not the diagram. It's either the cocoon or the newspaper articles, from what I can think of. Okay, I don't think it's the replica. Yeah, I think I might as well just go with the... Okay. Yeah, in that case, I think I may just go with the newspaper article. Yeah! Oh, what?! Oh, come on! Why can't the cocoon be the thing?! It cures incuritis! It cures incuritis! I would!
How clues are you? Everyone in the market's dangerous. The second they found out I was a cop, I could kiss my geezer goodbye.
Why sell to the black market buyer? How about someone less like this? The article that's about the Chief Justice's. A dolly poison can be extracted from the cocoon, but so can a cure, and not a cure for just any disease. A cure for incuritis. Incuritis? I've heard of that somewhere. You went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Aha! Why, that's the disease the Chief Justice's son has. You aren't saying... Our witness is a detective. He would have contact with the Chief Justice. You are saying the Chief Justice would never deal in contraband, not even to save his own son's life? But even if the deal went through, why it'd be an international scandal? That's Detective Crescent's insurance. If whoever got out, the one with his neck on the line would be the Chief Justice. Detective Crescent, is this true?
First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler? What am I, a pirate? What, you gonna call me Jack Sparrow next? How many crimes are you trying to pin on me anyways?
Distasteful as it is to think about, if the Chief Justice were the buyer, why, a seller couldn't hope for a better deal. A very cowardly seller.
Don't let slaves or that trick you. So I might deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof?
Well...
Oh yeah, you're forgetting one other important little thing.
Do tell!
Interpol is the only one there watching this. Morginian Customs barely sleeps. They say word like a cocoon's getting out.
So we were informed. Let's continue with the cross-examination. Actually, there is one way.
What?
One way to get something out of the country. No checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. A prosecutor?
Ah! I don't believe it.
Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin. What was it you told me yesterday at your office?
It was a beautiful instrument. It was playing lovely for many years. A guitar befitting a woman like Lamia.
How did it end up here?
I mentioned how much I enjoyed playing it that night, and she made a present of it.
So this guitar's from Bulgaria?
That's it. That it is. We couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in the pressure would CzarThwomp, stop flubbing my lines. Changes in the air pressure and humidity ruins the wood. So we vacuum packed it in Lamio's studio. I used this special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched.
Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched?
Quite. The guitar was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Bulgaria. The pack was untouched until the day of the concert. Are you saying that guitar was...
With cocoon this small, it would have been very easy to use your guitar as a mule to smuggle cocoon out of Bulgaria. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin, that guitar had some work done on it recently, right? Work?
Good memory, her forehead. Well, you know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It is called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. A broken device of some sort.
A broken device?
Yeah, this in fact.
An igniter! Exactly! Consider this, if you will. What if the igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar?
You don't mean...
He means this, of course.
Oh! There was a way to get a cocoon out of the country. They could use Picky Prosecutor Gavin's privileged guitar as a mule. And who better do it than someone with access? Like a member of the band!
Yuck!
Order! So the igniter.
Was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems.
It was a safety precaution! A precaution?
Ah, her forehead! At last, it all comes together.
Every strange thing that happened that day. Can review? Maestro, the gentle sound of Latimer's ballad, if you please.
First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock on my guitar case.
The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see. But things didn't go so well. The smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only remember the band could get near that case. Unwrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. Latouche!
Oh, Mr. Latouche, an undercover agent, was on to something. He would have known about the guitar. He'd only have to check the shipping records. So, Mr. Latouche tried to examine the guitar himself.
If the cocoon were confiscated, then the gig would be up. The only thing left for the smuggler to do was to get rid of the whole lot.
It's over! Press the switch, now!
The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then... Mr. Latouche died!
With Lamia... Sorry, I was getting the voice mixed up. With Lamia there to witness it.
That's your case!
Brilliant, mine!
Detective Grossett.
Oh god, now you make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story, it makes a great deal of sense, Daryan.
Fair! The Republic of Bulgaria? Sorry, man, but I haven't even been there!
True, you haven't.
Ha! Let's say you make up a story for that, kid! How'd I hold the cocoon in the first place, huh? My telekinesis powers? What, you gonna assume my afro reached over there and put it in itself?
It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Bulgarian accomplice. That's all. That you had accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lemmer heard proves it.
It's over. Press the switch now.
You made this transmission from backstage.
While your co-conspirator was on stage.
But who was it? This is it, the coup de grace. And for once I know what I'm doing. there's only one person who could have helped him. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say then. But be warned, with a great accusation comes a great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly, as it were, and you will be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice?
Easy. It was Phoenix. No, it was Valant. Clavier. Romain Latouche was the smuggler all along. No, it was Machi.
There's only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice, and that person is the defendant, Machi Tobai. But Mr. Justice, he's your client.
A defense attorney accusing his client. That's a new one.
I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I am. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. Latouche, and I stand by my statement earlier that he is innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is Morginian. He does meet the basic requirements to be the accomplice. But what if it was, in fact, Lemur? It could have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? Recall that this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that's true. Now, think back to the testimony. When the shooter made this transmission, Lemur was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Let's look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Well, look at this. It seems that Lemur still could have done the deed. No! When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the guitar serenade. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and the Lemur stand-in were on a tower, which happens to be 15 feet tall. In other words, the remote control couldn't have worked from Lemur's position in the air vent. Ah. Well, Detective Crescent, what do you have to say to that?
Your Honor,
Yes, Detective?
could we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? I like seeing that part. It's my favorite. Just one more time.
Well, I don't see why not. What? Don't tell me there's a way out of this!
Too bad, so said, punk.
Punk!
Where's your sleeves then, kid? Now, punk. You're the sleeves kid, punk. You're the sleeves punk kid. You're losing rank fast, Polly.
What exactly were you supposed to see in this? What exactly were we supposed to see in this video?
The problem isn't what we see, correct, Daryan?
Right, it's what you hear. We are musicians, after all.
Can you explain for us non-musicians?
Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yarn straight first. You're saying I ordered the pianist to set off the igniter. That's right.
Yes?
Well, in order to do that, we'd have to press a switch. Am I right?
Okay.
Well, take another listen. Pay attention to the piano.
Piano?
Okay, come on. Come on, we have to get another freaking mixing board.
What seems to be the problem here? The piano sounds just fine.
And that's the problem, man. You still don't get it.
Oh!
Yeah, how's he supposed to hit the switch if he's playing? You got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. The only one with her hands free was the Diva. Ma'am, Lemur. But according to you, she couldn't have been the accomplice, could she? Your accomplice would have had a hard time helping out if they couldn't even press a switch.
Oh! But what about the pedals? Couldn't Machi have just used the pedals and basically just did a maneuver? How many times do we have to see this video? It just never ended!
sing! The piano plays non-stop!
Just like this song!
He couldn't have pressed that switch! Well, Mr. Justice, the piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Well...
It's okay, we all make mistakes sometimes. Though some more than others. Paolo, were you wrong?
I can't be wrong! Everything makes perfect sense! How could it all just...
Strange.
What's strange?
No, it's just something's odd about the performance there.
Odd? Mr. Justice, Machi didn't press that switch. Then he could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it! Every fact says he's the accomplice!
You got the facts wrong, man.
Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar was on fire, but the pianist didn't press that switch. In other words, your story's full of holes.
Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was the defendant Machi the accomplice? Your answer will reflect on everything you said here. Give it some thought.
Holly, if Machi's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined.
I know that! It has to be him! He's the only one who could have helped the smuggler! He had to press that switch!
Well, you better find a way to prove it.
Ah! What do I do? What do I do?
Can I ask you something that doesn't fit? Something odd.
Something odd. Wait a second.
Why? You thought something?
What was Gavin's ages now?
Strange.
What's strange?
No, it's just, why are we having a flashback right now when we just said this literally 3 seconds ago? Something's odd about this performance there.
It's not what you go on, but it's all I've got. What exactly did he hear was odd? Have you come up with something, Mr. Justice? May I remind you that everything rests on this. Can you prove Machi pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that Machi pressed that switch? I don't know if you can call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible.
Then, as prosecutor, it falls to me to ask you to show us the evidence supporting this. And Forehead, you're sure about this?
Ha! Accept it. There's no evidence, man.
Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. On what would you base your claim that the defendant pressed the switch? The basis for my claim is music, Your Honor! Music? What about music? Let's listen to the piano part, around the time when the switch had to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flames. I hear a piano being played, but doesn't it sound kind of simple? Simple?
I think I know what he's suggesting. You think Machi could have played that part with one hand?
One hand? He only needed one hand to press that switch. He can't play the piano with the other.
Ha! So, what? So you're some kind of piano savant?
Well, then, Mr. Wright! Actually, no.
Then what do you know? You can't play a part like that with one hand.
Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here.
Wait, I know.
Wait, I know. Hey, Tracy!
Yeah? You got something?
Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he?
Polly! Daddy can't even play with 2 hands! Oh, Daddy? He couldn't play a part like that even if he had 3 hands. Say sorry, so sad for you.
No, not really.
How?
That was just an easy way to prove it. It was always the hard way.
Man, how are you going to prove whether he played with 1 hand or 2? You can't.
I admit it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with 1 hand.
How do you know that?
The clue is what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I'll bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song.
No way.
Well, it seems we come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear the part that what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. Show us the part that proves the defendant was playing with 1 hand, right before the guitar burst into flames. Machi was definitely playing 1 hand just before the guitar caught fire, and 1 section of the song proves it.
Okay. Okay, I believe that it is section 3.
That's the section? I'm afraid I don't hear it. What's your opinion as an artist, Prosecutor Gavin?
It's a beautiful song, and the lyrics are outstanding.
I'll take that to mean there is a problem with this section at all. Wait, so what was that odd thing that Mr. Gavin heard? The switch was pressed in the first half of the second verse, right? I know! I just need to find a place to compare that to. Your Honor, if you'll give me one more chance, I think I'll find it. I suppose we don't have a choice. Very well. You claim the defendant was playing with one hand when the switch was pressed. Show us the part that proves it. Watch you only playing one hand just before the guitar caught fire. And what section of the song proves it?
Okay.
I will present everything.
Okay. Okay. Okay!
Prosecutor Gavin! The power process elimination! CzarThwomp has done it! Just what was it that done on to you?
As I'm sure you realize it yourself, Forehead.
Realize what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part of the wish again, shall we? One more time for the freaking guitar serenade. Pay particular attention to the leading melody phrase.
Man, how many times do we have to listen to that same thing?
Thank you, Daryan! You're the voice of reason! How many times do we have to listen to the guitar serenade? You're right! Enough of that! Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section? The guitar version that plays at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to the "Oh, that night you in your embrace." Oh, but play verse 2 again. No! This is why people hate this case. This is why this case is something with Turnabout Big Top. As to why people, in terms of cases that people hate, is you gotta listen to this song over and over again. They feel the same, true, but they're clearly very different.
What?
Well, I'll put your honor. The phrase in verse 2 is quite simple, but the same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use two hands to play the top for sure.
What's that prove?
I would think you know that by now.
This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. So the two of us have different arrangements. Happens all the time.
No, not this time, Daryan. There's no point in changing an arrangement if you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had him play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. He is not going to outshine me! Oh! Ow! That was when I noticed. Why should this daybreak sound slightly different? I asked myself. Is this little upstart trying to upstage me?
No, that's just why Machi changed how he played, and there's only one answer. You need a free hand in order to press the switch.
Ah! Nerk!
Order, order, order! I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin?
Yes, ja, quite. Though personally, this comes as a terrible disappointment. Heh!
What? No comebacks? I can't believe it! I finally did it! I shut him up! Very well. Barring an objection from the prosecution, I will now state the court's opinion on this matter.
Heh! Heh heh heh! Good show, slaves! Now, great show!
It's not over? Well, at least I'm back to sleeves. I don't like when he looks so happy.
You tell him, Gavin! You tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed in you, Herr Forehead.
Huh? But me?
Ja, don't get me wrong, your case is solid. The facts all check out, but even now, you have yet to show us a single piece of decisive evidence.
Yeah, but the facts! Anyone can see it was him! Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. I'm afraid your case doesn't cut it. But 1,000 facts might point towards the same conclusion. But without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it! It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present.
Hey, well, I think he did. We already would have seen it a long way back.
It is unfortunate, but at the present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? The truth is staring us right in the face! Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals?
Polly, remember what Daddy said? It won't be easy proving he did it, especially not under the current court system.
So what do I do?
Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods.
Oh!
Every man has an igniter inside him. Find Daryan Crescent's igniter and set it off. I wonder what you meant by every man's igniter.
I think he just meant a weak spot, no? The kind of thing that a single spark could turn to a wildfire of emotion? I won't be able to press him further by conventional means. I've got to find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal!
So, can I get back to work now or what? It may look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney.
Well, Mr. Justice, we've come this far without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man's igniter!
Huh? What kind of poet metaphysical crap is that?
Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin?
Ah, sure. Good guitars are kept dry, is why. That provides the best sound.
Even a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plastic igniter in it too, Daryan. It was there from the very beginning.
What?
Fighting time, Justice. Kick his ass! If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good.
Go for it, Polly. What? And this igniter's supposed to come burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better. I'm rather fond of poetry. It will be in a song. And I intend to hear this one through to the very end. Herr Forehead, you are accusing this man, Daryan Crescent, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. Latus and the smuggling of a beginning cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case.
This trial's already run on for far too long.
Amen!
Mr. Justice, this will be my last warning. The moment this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud, this is the moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor! Then let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Daryan Crescent. Okay, this is really my last chance. The key that will take apart Daryan Crescent's plan is... your igniter is a piece of evidence!
I say, what is it?
It is true that I couldn't show decisive evidence, but perhaps what I needed to prove my case was something else.
You mean a witness?
Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I've got just the person to do it. Very well, Mr. Justice. Who is this person who can prove Daryan Crescent's guilt? The one person who can prove Daryan Crescent's guilt is the defendant, Machi Tobai! Your client again? Machi Tobai was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Daryan Crescent couldn't have gotten the cocoon!
Sorry.
Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who plotted to smuggle that cocoon is the real criminal in the case. How so? It would require just one of these very cocoons Mr. Tooth was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Virginia, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would, no doubt, also find inside the burnt out guitar. Aha! Very scientific of you. Thus, if Machi Tobai acknowledges his agreement with Daryan Crescent concerning the attempted smuggling of a Virginia cocoon, the case is solved!
And Daryan's laughing again. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You really won't get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to.
Why not?
The little kid ticker won't acknowledge anything, especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling.
What's this all about?
Taking a cocoon out of the country means death. By Burgundian law.
Yeah, see? If our pianist really was a smuggler, then testifying about it would be suicide.
Believe me, he's not talking.
But you're wrong, Detective Crescent.
What?
It's the other way around. If Machi does admit to smuggling here, he's in deep trouble.
Huh? How?
Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country, only if you kill a guy. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure the news has already reached Virginia.
And they'll likely broadcast our dealings in court today, including the part about the Burgundian cocoon.
Yeah, but...
But if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Burgundian police.
And they'll do it Burgundian style, which means that as soon as he goes out to the airport, they're throwing him right in the paddy wagon. But not before breaking his kneecaps.
And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not going to find him guilty of murder here, not now.
Yeah, but you can't do this. You can't accuse me.
I've got a
Galaxy Death through. A pompadour, sorry. So, got the hairdos mixed up. See, this is what you do, slaves. You got me confused.
Maybe the law doesn't allow it, but who's gonna think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? The same goes for Machi Tobai. The cocoon smuggling, your entire plan. Machi Tobai knows everything. There's only one way out for him, and that's to acknowledge his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling.
Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll set you up someplace, a hidden mansion, real nice. We'll get you a pool. You want a house made out of cookies or no? A house made out of pianos. A house made out of claviers. Come on. Please. Don't talk.
You okay?
Effoula! Pomplash!
Daryan, I consider that my last session with you. We rocked.
I'm guessing we could treat that outburst as a confession.
Uh-oh, he's laughing again.
That's the kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial?
Yes.
And you'll talk. You'll tell the court everything. I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime.
Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now.
I knew from beginning. I knew.
Machi!
Situation. I cannot explain, but money. I needed. Very much money.
Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. The only thing definitive in a court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule, however.
It has become apparent that not all things can be tried by this standard.
Should another case of this sort surface, we may have to consider an alternative system by which to administer justice. Anyways, Mr. Machi Tobai,
Yes?
I promise you will receive a fair trial by the laws of our country. And by fair, I mean completely stacked against you. You will be declared guilty within 3 seconds. Your defense attorney will be ridiculed and mocked, and you will suffer greatly. And with regards to the current charges from the murder of Mr. Latouche, this court is prepared to announce a verdict.
I thank you. I only lie, but you see truth. You find truth.
That's our job. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Machi Tobai, not guilty. Court is adjourned.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna get through this case, we're gonna fish at the conclusion, and then we'll end things off.
I wonder what happened to Machi.
Well, he did smoke a cocoon out of Borginia. I guess there'll be another trial here.
All's well that ends well.
Daddy. I owe you both my thanks.
Liar!
My, is something wrong?
I'm sorry, Machi was your partner on stage, your friend.
Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do, yet something got a hold of him. Something evil, I see that. And he must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be?
I'm so sorry.
Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage! I am considering an eye operation.
It was my suggestion, actually.
You mean you'll be able to see again? It's funny. I have always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving.
According to the doctor, Lamura lost her sight due to some kind of accident.
An accident?
As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I fear that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I've been running from. I was scared.
You know what changed her mind? Hearing your defense in there today. She could feel your gaze. Unwavering, always looking straight at the truth. And she was afraid of the hellscape that you caused with your perception ability.
If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting.
Painting?
That's right. She's the landscape painter in town after all. I will paint the two of you, I promise. Woohoo! I can't wait, Lamure.
I owe you my thanks too, Apollo.
Thanks, Mr. Wright, but for what?
You reminded me I needed to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is.
Right, your secret mission!
Apollo, Trucy, I hope that we will meet again someday soon.
And to this day, they never have.
You bet, me too.
And so, like a ball, the trial flowed on and on and on and on and on and on until it came to an end. Thanks to that trial, the guitar serenade was a huge hit. Oscar Gavin's even more dazzled to look at it now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Screw you! Next time we write about,
Have them catch the killer at the end.
Okay, third case done. The fourth and final case, Turnabout Succession. That's right, this is only a four case game. We completed 75% of it, and we'll start the final case next time. Anyways, I really appreciate that you stuck around and watched this episode of your review. We come back for the next one. If you like this video, like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you want. And with that, I'll see you next time. Bye.